We're going to start off with intro to make this a little bit smaller so that way we're going to start off with the intro to the Mayans. If you've ever seen the movie the Road to El Dorado, there is the clip scene that goes in there about the ball game. We went on a vacation a couple years ago down to the Yucatan Peninsula, and like all of the Mayan ruins that are still there, pretty impressive as far as being able to see, some of the temples that are still left. They had a mock game of this that was actually, being played, and like the characters came in and, full dress all the way through and played this actual game, live for everybody. What I want you to do is I'm gonna play this 6-minute clip from the Road to El Dorado. If you would pay attention to about 5 things that you pick up on that you can gather from the video that would be kind of importance to what we would kind of lead into about the Mayans. All right? And it can be something as small as something you see in the background based upon, a resource, a color, something that happened within the film. But anyway, pay attention to those 5. And as soon as we're done with this, we're going to end up discussing what those 5 things were right there.
Look, change your plans. We have to grab what we can carry and get out of here now. What? Why? Because the high priest is nuts. This is unacceptable. Yeah. Like you said, but God should not be playing ball.
Got a little lag as soon as it gets going.
Ball like this.
There we go.
Exactly. This is how the gods should play ball. Don't blame me. I blame you. Where's the object of this game? Pray tell.
Not enough to ball through the hoop.
Oh,
That's it.
we're gonna lose. My lords, chief of the Bucks warriors are the finest ball players in the city. 15 mere mortals against 2 gods. I realize it's a little unusual that I do up there challenge you enough to make the game interesting. Play ball! Crush them into the nuts. Were you not supposed to put the ball into play? Oh! Well, no. We were merely demonstrating the traditional first avoidance maneuver. I've never heard of such a thing. Excuse me. Who invented this game? What? The gods! Of course. Why you don't push your luck with this guy? Petunia, we're the gods. Is it possible? Excuse me. How does this go on anyway?
The game is over, but a shadow touches me fly.
We need a miracle. No, we need to cheat. Congratulations. And now you will, of course, wish to have the losing team sacrifice your glory. Not again.
Look, Sekal Khan, forget the sacrifices.
No.
We don't want any sacrifices.
But all of the sacred writings say it will devour the wicked and the unrighteous.
Well, I don't see anyone here who fits that description.
When I speak up for the gods, it would be my privilege to point them out.
The gods are speaking for themselves now. This city and these people have no need for you anymore. There will be no sacrifices. Not now, not ever. Get up.
As the gods on that.
Hey, not bad. My first command, the little voice.
All right, let me turn on these lights real quick. So think about, it's about 5 things. Like I'll give you your first one right there. The instance of using gold. So what did they use as their counting system? Yeah, they used gold bars. Okay. So something that, and again, this has an instance of Europeans coming in and kind of what starts the semblance of Western and Eastern hemispheres connecting, and kind of the reason why Europeans ended up coming here was for the search for riches. Like whether it was the lost city of gold or whatever was the resources that Europe was looking for, the gold and treasures, and trying to improve and find their riches. Those gold bars would definitely be something that Europe considered valuable as compared to the understanding of the Mayans of what they valued gold as versus what Europeans valued gold in. Okay, so there's one. What else? Give me some more that's on there. What was going to happen to them at the end whenever they lost the game? They're going to be sacrificed. So again, that's very different to us. The idea of human sacrifice. Okay, if you bounce all the way back into pagan style gods, there was some form of blood that had to be sacrificed, whether it was an animal or anything else like that. So that's kind of a commonality versus a human. But you can kind of see the same thing through the Vikings and other European settlements, that something had to be given back to the gods to be able to please them. So there was a plentiful harvest, or whether there was protection that was given to you. All right, so there's 2. Give me 3 more. What else? What were they doing in the whole film? Yeah, they're playing a game. Okay, to us it's a sport. So whether we're watching Major League Baseball, whether we're watching football, or whether we're watching the Olympics, they're competing for recreation. It's entertainment. If you think about this time, though, these people were competing to do what? Stay alive, right? If they win, they stay alive. If they lose, they end up, having an opportunity to possibly die. That's there. So you compare that to, say, the Romans and the Colosseum, and how slaves were sent into, against gladiators, against animals, against other things. it was a form of entertainment to the people that weren't in the ring, but it was also a form of punishment for the loser. Okay, give me 2 more. I guess that's 3 of them. Their clothing. What about their clothing?
Like the emperor or leader or whatever. Like clothing has gold on.
Okay, yeah, it was decked out with extra stuff that we kind of consider, whether it's the rich and the famous today with the big gigantic gold chain, something that shows wealth and power and semblance of. All right, so let's go back to the guy that was in power that was talking. What did he have the ability to do that he had perceived everybody else in the Mayan culture that he had the ability to do? Talk to the gods. Yeah. So he was the one person in the entire tribe that could understand what the gods were telling him and the message that he needed to portray back to the people. That's not a whole lot different than a lot of religions. You know what I mean? Whether they were prophets, whether they were the messenger that was there. Many other religions had the exact same semblance of this person had everyone believing them that they were the only one that could hear what the gods were saying, and they were going to be able to perceive that message over to them. Therefore, they had a higher status. Therefore, they had more power. Therefore, they were kind of reigning over all of the people. At the very end of it, whenever, you think about it, you got the Mayans, they're living on the Western Hemisphere. All of a sudden, these Europeans come over from Eastern Hemisphere. You think about kind of a history of mankind whenever Montezuma, whenever they were able to infiltrate that large mass of people with very little resistance. They're completely different looking people. The language is different. Things are different. So you kind of possibly think that those might actually be gods because they are completely different than you are. So therefore, you kind of allow them to come in because you don't want to take a chance of being the one that upset the gods. You know what I mean? And some of that kind of hindered them and being a little bit naive about what their true intentions were. At the very end, from his eyebrow, something rolled down. What was that? Blood. Okay. What did that tell the guy? He's not a god because the gods aren't going to bleed. You know what I mean? Just based upon what normal teachings and normal understandings of what you'd have of a god. They're not going to bleed human blood. They stay unscathed and be able to stay there. So that loses them their path. Okay. So what I want you to do now is I want you to open up your MyHRW and I want you to go to page 446. Page 446, written on the board up here. Said just make sure you open up to there. And while you're opening up, I'm going to give you a couple major things that we're looking at for Mayan kings and its cities. Things we're looking for today is to be able to describe the key features of the Mayan kingdoms, explain the ideas about what their beliefs and their achievement are, and tell for the reason of their fall. What was the decline in the Mayans? All right. So 2 things. It says in Central America and Mexico, other civilizations were developing. The Olmecs and the Zapotecs were fading in importance, but other peoples were borrowing and refining and building off of what they had established, some of their ideas. Among those ideas were writing systems, ritual ball courts, ceremonial cities, and elite ruling class. However, whoever exactly who borrowed from what is seldom clear, what they took from one group to the other. It says the Mayans developed a highly complex civilization based on city-states, again, much like the Romans did back in the day, and elaborate ritual practices in their religion. Okay, so the introduction of what you're going to look for within this section. Some of you are asking questions about your quizzes and stuff like that. Go over that. You're going to take a bunch of quizzes for the remainder of the year. So that'll also give me an opportunity to drop 1 to 2 of those, depending on how many it is. The other big thing that I want you to do from here on out is I want you to write your notes rather than type those on there. So then that way, when I lock you into Canvas, you have your sheet of paper and you're good to go. I can also give you a weekly grade. So you should get a free 100 off of that based upon you writing the actual notes in class. So then that way, it's not just for your quiz to use on them, but it's also another opportunity for you to get a free 100 or a 0 based upon you writing or not writing your notes that are on there. All right, so go ahead and handwrite those notes that are there. All right, so for chapter 16, section 2, what you're going to do is you're going to take the 3 red subheadings. For example, on page 446, that first one says Maya create city-states? Okay, so from that red subheading, anywhere in between there, it says the homeland of the Maya stretched from southern Mexico into northern Central America. This area included a highland region and a lowland region. The lowlands lie to the north. They include dry scrub forest of the Yucatan Peninsula and dense, steamy jungles all the way down to the southeastern part of Mexico and northern Guatemala. The highlands are further south, a range of cool, cloud-wreathed mountains that stretched from southern Mexico to El Salvador. So you're going to take 10 key points that you get from each of these red subheadings. They don't have to be long. They don't have to be elaborate. The examples that's on the board there's 2 of them right here. Number 1, located from Mexico to Central America. All right, it tells me a specific location of where it's at. Number 2, mainly on the Yucatan Peninsula. So it gives me a specific Yucatan Peninsula to where the Mayans were. All right, so there's 2 of your 10 that are listed. All right, there's 2 other red listed parts. Religion shapes Mayan life. And then the last one is a short one. You may not be able to get 10. You should be able to probably at least get like 7 out of those. And it's mystery, the idea of the mysterious Mayan decline. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the red subheadings. You're going to find 10. You're going to find 10. You're going to find probably up to 7 on the last one because it's shorter. But just write down 10 key facts. All right. The other thing is, once you get done writing those, look for these 5 key points and make sure you highlight those in your notes. All right. Whether it's glyphs or codex, Popol Vuh, all right, or decline of the Mayans and Tikal. All right. You're going to highlight those main parts in there. That will definitely help you with your quiz tomorrow. Okay. Any questions over chapter 16, section 2? Okay. Emphasis on the Mayans. 10, 10, probably 7. List those facts, highlight the main 5 things, the key points. They're there. I'll turn this over to the board so then that way you can see and zoom into those. I know it's backwards, but you can highlight those 5 key points based on chapter 440 or page 446 from chapter 16, section 2. All right. Okay, and that's what I need you to get done today.